Could the future of food be printed? In this video, we'll look at how 3D printing technology is revolutionizing the food industry in ways you never imagined. From plant-based burgers to eggless eggs, 3D printing is creating sustainable, animal-free alternatives to our favorite foods. But recently, one company made history by announcing the world's first 3D printed salmon fillet. Join me as we dive into the innovation behind this groundbreaking new product and explore how it could transform not just seafood, but our entire food system. I'm talking about a massive shift toward preventing overfishing, reducing plastic waste, and developing hyper-customizable foods made on demand. This is the beginning of a new era of creative food production. The 3D printed salmon fillet marks a pivotal moment, taking this futuristic technology from the lab to the store shelf. In this video, learn all about this game-changing innovation from the Austrian startup behind it, Revo Foods. Find out how their plant-based salmon fillet achieves the taste and texture of the real thing using only a handful of natural ingredients. See how 3D printing unlocks possibilities for crafting nutrient-dense, sustainable seafood alternatives that could overhaul an industry in crisis. The future of food is here. Let's dive in.
Redefine Meat, a meat alternative startup out of Israel, makes their product using a highly technical process. Is formed into steak-like shapes using a 3D printer.
The star of today's video is a revolutionary new food product, the world's first 3D printed vegan fish fillet. Created by Austrian startup Revo Foods, this plant-based fillet is designed to mimic the taste and texture of salmon, while being sustainable and environmentally friendly. Revo Foods' salmon alternative is called simply the filet. It's crafted using 3D printing technology that allows for hyper-precise production. The base of the filet is mycoprotein, a nutritious protein source, made from the root structure of mushrooms called mycelium. Binding it all together are just 12 all-natural ingredients like pea protein, plant oils, and algae extracts. Unlike real salmon, the filet is entirely animal-free. But Revo Foods has engineered it to have that same flaky salmon-like texture when cooked, with a remarkably similar mouthfeel, and they've packed it with marine flavors to replicate that fresh-from-the-ocean taste. On top of being vegan, the filet has other sustainability benefits over traditional seafood. Its mycoprotein base has a minimal environmental impact to produce. And get this, the filet has an impressive shelf life of 3 weeks, way longer than real fish. No need for preservatives, just the natural preservation powers of its plant-based ingredients. With the filet, Revo Foods has succeeded in developing a viable plant-based alternative to salmon. This breakthrough product takes us one step closer to a more sustainable food system. Revo Foods' 3D printed salmon filet represents a huge leap forward for sustainable food tech, but it's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how this technology can transform our food system. 3D printing unlocks unprecedented customization in food production. Meals can be crafted to perfectly match individual tastes and nutritional needs. No more one-size-fits-alls. With 3D printing, food is made to order based on each customer's desires. This approach can dramatically reduce food waste by eliminating unwanted standardized products. 3D printing also enables sustainable ingredients like mycoprotein mushrooms and plant proteins to be utilized at scale. By shifting away from resource-heavy animal products, the carbon footprint of our food could be slashed. Studies show that 3D printed meats using alternative proteins cut emissions by over 90% compared to traditional livestock. Experts say we're now entering a creative food revolution. 3D printing flips around how we've historically manufactured food, opening up new possibilities. Companies can rapidly prototype and produce foods that are not just sustainable and healthy, but also imaginative in shape, texture, color, and more. The success of products like Revo Salmon Fillet proves that 3D printed foods are ready to compete on the market. As technology advances, we can expect more and more 3D printed items to reach our plates. This seismic shift could enhance nutrition, lower emissions, and create a food system where sustainability is the default.
El Santuari is renowned for its extensive range of exotic meats. Wagyu, crocodile, zebra, kangaroo, and now 3D printed vegan steaks, cutlets, and fillets.
As a meat lover, I'm trying to solve the meat issue, right, and find an alternative to that.
Revo Foods' 3D printed salmon fillet is a watershed moment in the evolution of our food system, but it's only the beginning. Experts say this product represents a turning point, taking 3D printed consumables from the lab onto store shelves for the first time. We can expect the fillet to be just the first of many 3D printed foods coming to market very soon. Other startups around the world are exploring 3D printing applications for meat, eggs, dairy, carbohydrates, and more.
His background in tissue engineering helped him develop a 3D printer that recreates the taste, texture, and aroma of real meat. It even reacts like meat on the grill.
Microfilaments are ordered in a very specific way so that it recreates the structure and the function of an animal muscle. We move that to a big machine and we are able to do that at scale at hundreds of kilograms per hour afterwards.
One company says it has 3D printed a steak with real marbling impossible to achieve with plant-based ingredients alone. Another has printed complex cookie dough with customized nutrient levels. The potential here is enormous. 3D printing technology can recreate almost any food texture and taste profile while optimizing for sustainability. Within just a few years, grocery stores may have entire sections devoted to 3D printed goods, and some predict these foods will soon start moving from stores into our own kitchens. Experts envision a future where compact, countertop 3D printers can produce customized meals at home in minutes using ingredient cartridges. We could all become master chefs, able to print gourmet dishes and nutritionally tailored meals for our families on demand. No matter what the next decade of this food revolution looks like, 3D printing is poised to transform what we eat. As technology evolves, our relationship with food may become more sustainable, more personalized, and more creative than ever before. The way we nourish ourselves is changing, and that future starts now with products like the world's first 3D printed salmon.
You're hungry, but instead of whipping up a meal, all you have to do is enter your menu choices into a computer and your dinner appears before you. So magical. It may seem like science fiction, but it isn't. Well, not completely. The future is now, my friends.
Revo Foods' 3D printed vegan salmon fillet represents a pivotal moment in the evolution of our food system. This breakthrough product shows how 3D printing can transform what we eat for the better. By enabling customization and use of sustainable ingredients like mycoprotein, this technology can slash the food industry's environmental impact. More 3D printed foods are coming soon, from meats to desserts. The creative food revolution is here. I encourage you to try Revo's filet and other 3D offerings when available.
Texture feels right, even the smell smells like the real thing. Really authentic. For me, it's revolutionary.
Our choices drive change. The future of food is ours to shape. 3D printing makes it customizable, sustainable, and intriguing. Our relationship with food is transforming. Let's bite into that future, one 3D printed bite at a time.